Hey girls, welcome back to Total Package Pilates and Wellness. I'm Mel. Today we have a reformer workout and I am affectionately calling this one Triple Threat Glutes. As we know, the glutes are made up of 3 different muscles, the max, the min, the med, and we are going to be working them in all planes of motion today across a few different exercises. But as always, let's go ahead and get started with a quick warm-up of our core. So right now I have my foot bar all the way in the low position. I have on 1 blue and 1 red spring. A red is a heavy, a blue is a medium on my balanced body reformer. And we're gonna use today an optional booty band. I have one of these fabric bands. I'm using a light. Just disclaimer, I actually did record this, or thought I did, yesterday. I'm a little sore today. It didn't record, so we're recording it now. I also have a yoga block for side lying. If your headrest comes up and that works for your alignment, definitely use that. I prefer a yoga block though when I am in my side lying position, and then we'll be using our box as well for some lunges. So that's a lot. It's a mouthful. Let's go ahead and get started with a warm-up. Go ahead and lie down. Headrest is down here. And we're just going to start with our spine long on the mat. I want you to feel a full connection of your tailbone. You have the natural curves of your low back off the mat. And then just open through your collarbone. Press your palms down into the reformer so that you can really open through the chest. From here, we're just going to take a couple deep inhale breaths, and I want you to feel your ribs expand out to the sides of the room, into the back of the mat, and then exhale. And as you do that, really think about that connection, contracting those low, deep transverse abdominals. Take another inhale, expand, and then exhale, that breath where you really feel that coughing sensation across your low back. We're going to start with an isometric series. So grab your loops. I'm going to put my hands in the short loops. You can always use the long loops. Bring your legs into tabletop. Press your hands so that they're right in line with your shoulders to start. And then think about your shoulders gliding down your back so that you're engaging through your lats and your armpit muscles. We're going to go ahead and start just by taking our elbows really slowly down toward the reformer. They're narrow in by my sides. The reformer is not moving. And then just extending those arms straight up towards the ceiling. You take your elbows down toward the mat. So we're working through the back of the arm, but I also want you to start to find that connection into your obliques and those top rectus abdominals that should be working here to maintain the tension on these straps as you move with control up and down with the arms. We're going to start to add on the legs. So from here, I'm going to extend my right leg out as I bring my elbows down to the mat. I'm going to pull that leg back in as I raise up. Then the left. Out. Pull it in. Now we could just be moving the leg to move the leg. I would love for you to find, again, that connection to your low abs. Can you squeeze them tighter as you pull that leg back into tabletop? Make sure it stays right in line with your hip. This isometric work with the hands and straps is one of my favorite ways to work the abs without taxing the neck. It allows us to keep the work really focused just in the abs while still warming up the arms. Bonus. So you might feel your triceps working here, and that is right. Good. Now pause here. We're going to bring the arms down. We're going to hold it. We're going to extend both legs out to a challenging level. Pull them back in. Extend them out. Exhale, pull it in. We'll just do 5, 4, 3. I feel those triceps. Give me one more. Extend those legs straight up to the ceiling. Bring your arms up. Don't rest. Diamond your hands together. Press them a little more forward so that now they're more in line with your navel. We're going to take both legs down. They're bolted together only as low as you can really keep that connection in your abs, and then pull them up. We're going to send those legs down and then exhale, pull them up. Make sure you're not finding this overarch in your back, and if you need to imprint your spine to really engage those low abs, absolutely do that. I just want you to go really slow, controlling that eccentric, and then exhale, pull it in. Use those abs. Don't let those hip flexors take over. I always tell my clients and the girls that I teach in group class, be a shameless breather. You're going to get more bang for your muscular buck if you strategically use your breath so that you contract the right muscles before you even move so that they work for you. Now pause here. You can rest if you need to. Otherwise, we take our arms again straight up. We're still holding, arms still working. We're going to start to open one arm out to the right and then pull it back to center. One arm to the left, pull it back to center. Go to the right and center and left. Now we're going to start to add the opposite leg. So as I open out to the right, my left leg goes. I pull everything back up. Right leg, left arm. Good. We're just going to do 2 more each side. One more each side, and then you get a rest. Good. Go ahead and relax those arms out, set those feet down. You can windshield wiper your knees back and forth if that feels good to release through your low back. Okay, we're going to do a couple more things here. So I want you to sit up, and you're going to bring your heels onto the foot bar, or you could always put them on the platform if your legs are shorter. I'm a little tall for that. And I just want you to have this bend in your knees. Your feet are going to be flexed up at the ankle toward the ceiling. We're going to reach our arms long and forward, and we're just going to find a round back with our abs. And then round up, sit tall. So we'll round back, hold. Think about digging those heels down into that foot bar to really ground through your back body. Start to warm that up a little bit. And then we round up. We're going to start to add some motion with the arms. So round back to a challenging level that you can hold. From here, I'm just going to open out to the right. My gaze stays forward. I'm going to exhale, draw that arm back to center. Open to the left. Exhale, draw it in. Now make sure your shoulders stay down and out of your ears. And as you're moving the arm, again, it's not about the arm moving. It's all about your abs working. What muscles are you contracting to control that arm out and to pull it back in? So I feel my obliques working like crazy, and then my deep low abs as well as my top abs working to maintain this good capital C-shaped scoop. We'll just do one more each side. Out to the right, pull it in. Out to the left, pull it in. Take a quick rest. You can extend the legs, reach for your toes. All right, one more thing, and then we're gonna get into those glutes and start some work here. I'm gonna reach my arms long and forward again. I'm gonna find that good round back. Perfect. This time, I'm gonna row an elbow to the side, extend back long. Right arm to the side and long. This is one of those movements that's really small, you guys. It's not about some big range of motion. It's about trying to bring kind of like rib to hip. And then your gaze can just follow your hand. You can hear I can barely talk through this. So hopefully you're feeling the same. Let's go one more each side. To the right. To the left. And I think I started on the left, so one more to the right. Good. Extend up. All right. Let's get into those glutes. So we are going to start on our box with a box lunging series. You can bring your foot bar up either to the medium or the low setting, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then spring-wise, I'm going to go on to one blue. That's one medium spring. I think that's a great place for everyone to be. And we'll go ahead and just leave our booty band off for the moment. We'll put it on soon. All right. So we're going to start by bringing, I'm on the left side of my machine if you're facing your foot bar. I'm going to bring my left outside leg toward this frame, and then my right foot is just going to go against that shoulder block, and my heel is against it. I do want some space for your heel and your toe, and we'll just start by extending our right leg, that inside leg, back straight and long. And we're just going to start with a bend through our left leg, press up into that left heel. Nice and easy here. I have just a slight forward pitch on my torso, but nothing major yet. I'm mostly upright. And your arms can be at heart center. They can be on your hips, whatever helps you stay balanced, connected. I do want you to think about engaging through that rib cage. Keep it closed. Engage through your abs. I like to constantly scan through my body to make sure that I'm doing a form check, even in familiar exercises. Always good to be checking that form. We're going to do 5 more like this. 4, 3, in 2, we're going to find a 90-90 lunge. So we stand. Now press the carriage out about halfway. Bring that right knee down. It's almost touching the mat. It's just hovering like barely an inch off. And we're just holding here. We're going to find a little pulse up and down, up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, extend back out. We're going to start to skate that leg. So we never came out of that lunge. We've kept time under tension in that left glute. Good. 5 more like this. 4, 3, 2. Keep sitting back in that left glute. 1. Pause. We're going to hinge forward, hinge up. We hinge forward, we hinge up. If you want to use your arms, you can. 6, 5, 4, we're going to stay low in 3, 2, 1. I want you to hinge up. Don't leave. We're going to just open that left knee, pull forward, use your hamstring. Open, pull forward. It's one of my favorite sequences here. Really good, you guys. We get to come home in 5 for one last exercise in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it in. Ooh, not done yet though. Stick with me. I want you to gently put a spider finger grip of this right hand and bring your right feet, your toes, to the front edge of the reformer. Find that deep, low 90-90 lunge. Hold here. We're just going to press back an inch and forward an inch. Control it. Stabilize. Once you feel like you have your balance, you can remove that hand. This is small. And what you should be feeling is this stabilizing glute working like crazy. It's less about that right leg, although that glute is starting to work too. You're just here for 5, for 4. Make sure you're maintaining that good chest out, tail out posture. 3, 2, 1. Pause, don't drop, just pulse down, down, down. Final thing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Woo! How is that glute feeling? It's getting nice and warm, right? Okay, so before we go on to the other side, we're going to get into a little side lying, and we're going to put on our resistance band. Optional, again, you can take or leave any of this. It is just a suggestion. I have my yoga block here, and then spring-wise, you can either stay on this blue, maybe that will be a fine place to be. We are going to work the other glute, luckily. Or you can go to a red. So it's not a super long sequence. Make your spring decision, get your sip of whatever you're drinking. Let's lie on down. So I'm going to face you. I'm going to work my opposite glute, like I said. Let's grab our strap. I'm going to get the arch of my foot into that long loop. And I'm going to get nice and stacked, shoulders, hips, that sense of engagement in my bottom oblique. And then I'll just start to bend into 90. Keep sticking that butt out behind you. Control it. Press it away. This won't be, like I said, a super long side lying sequence. You know I can be a little lengthy with these and I love it. But when I have the resistance band on, I find that just a few exercises is more than enough. Good. Use that breath. Make sure that leg stays at hip height. That band is just over the knees. And make sure you stay connected through your abs. We'll just do 5, and then we're going to hold it at 90. 4, really press through that heel. 3, try to make sure that shin is parallel with the reformer frame. 1, bend it in. Don't hate me. We're doing circles for 8, 7, 6. The focus is on that up and around. 4, 3. We're going to reverse it in 2. 1. Let's go. 8, 7. You can do this, you guys. You are so strong. 5, 4. You've got this. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Final thing. Stick that butt out behind you. We just opened for our fire hydrant for 8, 7, 6. I don't know if I'm going to make it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it down. Take a minute. Let's get that strap off of your foot. Can she even talk right now? We're going to set our yoga block to the side for a minute because we have one other thing before we start everything on the other side. We're going to lie down and we're going to work our hamstrings a little bit. Now, you can make a change to your spring if you'd like. You can absolutely add on some springs so that this doesn't get too into your hamstrings. I'm probably going to regret just staying on this red spring that I'm currently on. So we'll see. But I do want you to bring kind of your heels onto the platform and then find a little tension on that band. So your feet are just a little wider than hip distance. And we're going to start just with some articulation up, rolling our spine off that mat just to the tips of our shoulder blades, feeling heavy through our rib cage, connected through our abs. And then I'll start to sink my sternum, mid back, low back, get a stretch there. Let your tailbone lengthen out. And from here, you'll kind of know right away if this is getting a little too aggressive for your hamstrings on the light spring choice. And then you simply just pop on up and add a spring on. Easy peasy. This isn't a super long series, so we'll pause at the top. We're just going to find a straight hinge down, tailbone taps, a lift, and then press out on that band, tap down, hinge up, press out, come back, tap for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Really try to find that little tuck and scoop of the glutes so that your hamstring isn't doing all the work. In 1, I want you to hold it up. We're going to press out on that band. We're going to pulse down an inch and up an inch, down and up for 8, 7. It's like a heartbeat pulse. Don't go too fast. Really let that lift of the hips come from a squeeze of the glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pop up onto your right toes. So left foot down, right toes up. We're going to pulse again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Open that right knee out and back, out and back for 8, 7, 6, 5. Check in with your shoulders and neck. Make sure there's no tension there. Make sure those ribs are still heavy. 2, 1. Hold it open so there's tension on that right side. Left side is stabilizing. We just pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7. Press through that left glute. 5, 4, 3. We get to switch sides in 2. 1. Come down on that right foot. Pop up on those left toes. Let's just bang it out, you guys. You've got it. We press up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Now working that right side a little bit more. Good. 2, 1. Hold it here. Out on that left side for 10, 9, 8, breathe through it. You've got it, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out on that left side. Just pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Roll it down. Take a moment. Let's get into our other side of sideline glutes. And then we'll get into our box lunges. Maybe we'll do a little abs in between. We'll see. All right. So I'm going to lie down on my side. I've got my yoga block back on, or pop your headrest up. Make sure you've got your good spring decision. Make sure if you added a spring to help support that bridge series, that you take it off. So I am on one red, one heavy spring. I've got my foot in the long loop, band on. I'm pressing in and out, and I'm pressing through that left heel. I think the only good thing about doing the bridging in between, because it's working the hamstrings, is it doesn't feel as traumatic as going straight into the other side of sideline glutes for some reason. You let me know, though, in the comments what you think. 5, 4, 3. We find those circles, you guys, in 2. Keep pressing that hip away from that rib. Here we go. 8, 7, circle up and around. 5. You can always put a hand onto the mat to help activate through your obliques. 3, 2, 1, reverse. 8, 7, 6. You only have one more change after this. You've got it. Deep breaths here. 3. This is how we get stronger. 2. Hold. Open up. 8, 7, 6. Control it. Focus. Stick that butt out behind you. 3, 2, 1. I am shaking. Oh. Give it a little tap. Quick little massage out. Press yourself up. You can take that band off. Thank goodness. And go ahead and change just to one blue spring. We are going to move to our other side. You can get that yoga block off to the side. I'm going to grab my box. Before we go to the other side, let's just do a quick ab series. So we're on one blue spring. We're done with that band. I'm going to come onto my toes, forearms on the box. I'm going to press out into a plank. I press my forearms down into this box. This will help reset your glutes. A plank is always a great option to reset the back body and start to, or continue to keep the core really engaged here. And we're just going to start to bend our knees in. Maybe they tap the box, maybe they don't. You extend out. You pull in. Extend out. We'll do 6 like this, and then we'll add a challenge. You can always come back to this option. 3, 2, 1. Pause here. I want you to extend your right leg back. It's long. It's reaching out of that hip socket. We're going to twist to the left. Extend it out. We'll just do 5. Extend. 4. Extend. Make it really controlled. 2, 1. Extend. Set that foot down. Other side. Extend that Left leg out nice and long, press your forearms into the box. You're active in your upper back. You twist and extend. We twist and extend. Let's go 3. Just one more thing after this. 2. 1. Set that foot down. We're gonna pike our hips up. Can you bring the carriage all the way home? Can you hold for a pause? Extend out. What I notice when people are doing their pike ups, they move a little too quickly to go back out into their plank. So they kind of miss the work and the activation of actually pulling, using your abs. Close that carriage if you can. We'll just do 3 more and then we'll be out of this. Exhale, pull it closed. I want to hear that carriage click. 2. Last one, you guys. Pull it home. Oof. Good. Bring a knee down. Come on in. You can sit back and take a child's pose if you need it. Extend those arms. Let that chest sink down. We'll go ahead and we'll move in to our second side of our standing work. This request actually came from someone who says they prefer to do like workout splits where they just will work a certain body part on specific days. So you could consider this your leg glute day if that's for you. So I'm on 1 blue spring, 1 medium. I'm bringing my outside leg, which is my right foot. That's going to be the primary worker here. I'm going to extend this inside leg back. Heel is against the shoulder block, toes forward. And I'm just going to find, with a slight hinge, a bend through my right leg. My knee is never coming over my ankle. It's just tracking like right in line with the front of that ankle. So as you're starting to move on this second side now, and you're familiar with what you're doing, it's a great opportunity to really start to perfect the activation and the focus on your form. That is the great thing about these filmed on-demand workouts, is you can come back to them, it's familiar, and you can start to really deepen in your own body to get the most muscle activation. And work on your balance. Really good. We'll just do 2 more like this, and then we're going to find that 90-90 lunge. 1. Press. Now come out halfway. We come down in that lunge. This knee is just barely hovering off the carriage. I'm just holding it here, and then I'm just going to go up and down, up and down. Good, you guys. Let's do 8, 7, 6. Working this glute, stretching through this quad. Good. We're going to find those little skaters in 3, 2, 1. Skate that leg. We never came out of that lunge. This glute's been working the entire time, as if I needed to tell you. 6, 5, 4. We're going to start to find that hinge forward and hinge up into. Hold it back. Give me a hinge forward, a hinge up, a hinge forward and up for 8. You can reach your arms up and maybe sweep them back if that feels right to you. Whatever works. Hands on hips, hands at back and at your core to make sure you're nice and active. Just experiment. What's right for you? We're gonna come upright and hold in 1 more. Now pause here, open at that knee. It's just a few inches, and then you squeeze your glute and hamstring on this right side to pull yourself forward, just so that that knee is back in line with the front of that ankle. Fiery 6, 5, 4. You get to come up and find that quick relief as we change positions into, make sure you're still connecting those abs. In 1, come up, try not to fall. Maybe lightly bring your fingertips to the foot bar just to find your stabilization. Sit really deep into that lunge, and then we press back an inch and resist. So it's not just about pressing back and squeezing, it's about really resisting that return. We're deep in this position here. Good. 5. We just find those final pulses in 4. I was trying to skip the counting ahead, and now I'm really failing 2. 1, hold here, pulse down and up for 10, 9, 8, 7. You've got this. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Shake it out. All right, let's just finish with one final thing. I know I said we were done with the resistance band. You absolutely are, unless you want to put it on. We're just gonna do a little bit of clam work. So again, up to you. If it's going on, it's going right above those knees. We come down onto our forearm. I'm gonna face you to start. You can always start on the other side if you want to give that right glute a rest. I want you to bolt your heels and toes together and elevate them up. We're going to open for that clam and resist it down. We're going to open and resist. Make sure you're pressing up out of this shoulder. You can absolutely move down onto the floor or the mat if that's easier for you. I'm just doing this because it's a better place for you to be able to see what I'm doing. We're just going to do one simple add-on in 5, in 4, squeeze 2, hold open, extend that leg out, bring it back, close it down. This is where we finish for 8. 7, kick that leg forward. That knee opens, it stays where it is as you extend that leg out. Really squeeze into that glute med. Piriformis. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, other side. And then we'll do a quick cool down. Again, so proud of you guys. If you're sticking with this, I know it's a lot. So I'm going to bring my forearm through the headrest. I'm pressing up out of this bottom shoulder. I'm going to bolt my toes and heels together, elevate them up, and I'm going to open and resist it down. Open and resist. 7, 6, 5. And this is a great time to notice if you feel a difference in terms of your ability to find this external rotation, this clam side to side. I certainly have less range of motion on my left side. We're going to find that straight leg extension in one more. Keep lifting out of that bottom shoulder. You can always reach an arm up toward the ceiling to help you. Let's just do 7. Open, extend. 6. So bad. 5. I can't believe I didn't record this. Good. We just have 3. 2. 1. All right. Now, if you put that band back on, you can take it off. Let's just come onto the frame. You can always pop on a spring if your carriage is moving and you don't want it to. Let's just take some cat-cows to mobilize through our spine. Inhale, let your back arch, let the crown of your head and your tailbone reach for the ceiling, and then exhale, draw your navel in, feel your shoulders expand, upper back stretch, round. Couple more. I would love to know what you thought of this workout. If you want more body part specific splits, and if you'd like to see more cool down, warm up, I know I've been kind of selectively including that in. Let's go ahead, since we did really work these glutes, just circle through that hip. This is not about trying to find work. I'm sure you're not looking for more work, or maybe you are, which is amazing. It's just about mobilizing through that hip. Good. We'll do the other side. So I'm going to kick it up to the ceiling, out to the side, and around and down. And just do that a few ways. It feels really nice just to move the hip gently. Open it up the other way. Good. And if you stuck with this, you are all finished. I look forward to seeing you on the next workout, and thank you. I know you have so many options of online workouts, so I appreciate you moving your body with me today.